little bit of healing going on for the medevac. Siege tanks sieging up right outside the bushes there, and medevac's giving view to those other siege tanks. As you can see, these are not able to fire back. Scan going down to give the vision to HopeTorture that he needs, but it is just a little bit too far for these siege tanks to reach, apparently. Not quite sure why the scan didn't give him vision. I really want to figure that out. Why did that not work? And HopeTorture loading up a medevac. He's going to do a little bit of a drop at his opponent's base, and we'll have to see how this turns out. It's kind of funny, this medevac for SeoYeonJi is still able to spot the natural of HopeTorture, so that's interesting. Viking there is ready to respond to that drop by HopeTorture. HopeTorture is going to be able to take out some SCVs, so it looks like only one Marauder there to defend. The medevac does go down, though, and all these Marines are going to be lost for HopeTorture. SeoYeonJi pulling his forces back just for a moment, thinking it's a little bit bigger of an attack, and HopeTorture taking the opportunity to move past those bushes into a better position. Tanks already siege for SeoYeonJi, though, so this may not go very well for HopeTorture. Tanks sieging up, doing a fairly large damage, but the concave for SeoYeonJi so good with those Marauders, and this force for HopeTorture is going to be completely taken out. These medevacs may be able to escape, and this one lucky Marauder on this medevac dropping in on the tanks. And it looks like he may actually be able to take out one tank. Tank's not able to fire because the Marauder is so close. HopeTorture lifting up the Marauder after he takes out that tank, able to do a little bit of damage there. And he is pushing in with more tanks, but the Vikings are going to come in for SeoYeonJi to take out the medevacs. More Marauders coming in, but they may not be able to do much. No, they do have to pull back. So SeoYeonJi on his back foot after looking like he may be able to successfully hold off the attack from HopeTorture. And it looks like HopeTorture is sending some guys up to this 2 o'clock expansion, looking for some hidden bases. He doesn't see any at the natural here. Is he going to go up? He is going to go up, and he is going to find that hidden base of SeoYeonJi. Now he knows how how his opponent was able to get such a large army compared to his, although both players still fairly even, and income is very helpful. All these SCVs going down, and it looks like HopeTorture microing his Marines back to try to kill as many SCVs as possible, stimming again, and those Marines are getting very low on health, but they will be able to take out all of the SCVs for SeoYeonJi, so big loss there for our Red Terran. It looks like one SCV trying to come down to be a hero, but it's not going to work, so these Marines on the loose in the base of SeoYeonJi. In the meantime, HopeTorture is going to push into the natural of his opponent, going to take out the supply depot first, and he is going to go straight up the ramp, but he is going to pull back as soon as he sees those forces. He's going to go right for the command center, it looks like. Siege tanks actually just firing at whatever they want. SeoYeonJi forced to lift off, and all these SCVs will die, so the income for SeoYeonJi going down 47 to 52 right now, and I'm sure that will be dropping more. So HopeTorture doing a great job of taking away the advantage that his opponent has, able to take one tank out before it sieges, and now HopeTorture is loose in the main of SeoYeonJi, taking out one barracks, and it looks like this factory will go down as well, this factory as well. At the same time, it looks like we do have a large force for SeoYeonJi doing sort of a desperation attack into the base of HopeTorture. SCVs even coming to help out, so we may see a little bit of a base trade, because it doesn't look like HopeTorture is prepared to defend this at all. So this game has definitely gotten a little bit crazy here. Both players more or less trading bases. Now let's take a second to sort of consider the situation that both players are in, as HopeTorture loses his factory here and his main and natural. Although I believe the main, yeah, basically mined out, so not a huge loss other than those production buildings, which actually is a huge loss, so never mind, that's a huge loss. This base, very oversaturated for HopeTorture, but it is up and running. In the meantime, if we look at all of the bases of SeoYeonJi, we see that he is really not mining at all. So right now, HopeTorture, the only person with income, with SeoYeonJi with a much larger army, 81 over 75 for HopeTorture in terms of total army size, although a lot of that is going to be SCVs. SeoYeonJi finishing off the main base of HopeTorture, moving his one of his command centers, his orbital commands, over here to the main, so we have a little bit of a base trade. HopeTorture now finally pulling back out of his opponent's base. He may want to go chase down those command centers, as that is really going to be the key to defeating his opponent. Looks like we do have an SCV that was able to come up and spot these barracks being constructed by HopeTorture. SCV, in fact, trying to kill the SCV building this barracks for HopeTorture, and he may actually be able to take it out. No, he is just attacking the building. My mistake there. These Vikings are in trouble here for SeoYeonJi, but I believe he is going to be able to save this one at least. Meantime, this large army for SeoYeonJi going to the final base of HopeTorture. He knows exactly where it is, but HopeTorture looks like he is well prepared. 5 siege tanks sieged up on that cliff, and he just is out of range here. These medevacs maybe will be able to give SeoYeonJi the range that he needs to take out these siege tanks of HopeTorture. Although HopeTorture does have not really many Marines at all, and HopeTorture is supply blocked as well at this point in time. So 10 Marines and 5 siege tanks, 9 Marauders for HopeTorture. Well, at the same time, his opponent SeoYeonJi with 3 siege tanks, a little bit less on the siege tank count, although he does have 1 Viking and 3 medevacs, which is going to make a huge difference there. And SeoYeonJi taking this expansion as well as this expansion. He only has 150 minerals, so he's going to have to be very careful right now that he doesn't accidentally spend that and stop producing SCVs. Looks like he did forget to set the rally point, but in this game I would not blame him. 2 gas going down, so SeoYeonJi starting to rebuild. In the meantime, HopeTorture, his 2nd gas at his new main base, finishing, still producing SCVs, as well as plenty of supply depots to get out of supply block at this point in time. Already up to a capacity of 115 supply, although his army is only at 84 reactors on 2 of these barracks. I almost said tech cores, but I meant tech labs on these barracks. So HopeTorture just going for the desperation barracks play at this point. And it does look like there was a lift up into the new main base, or a new natural main base. I don't know, this whatever base HopeTorture is controlling right now. And SeoYeonJi is going to be able to do major damage to all these supply depots. This is going to be a huge blow to HopeTorture, as this is really his only ticket to getting a larger army than his opponent. He does have a pretty substantial Marine Marauder ball right there. But we do also have a Banshee out for SeoYeonJi, which is going to be a huge problem. Not a lot of Marines as well. These medevacs are going to be what makes the difference in this attack. I'm guessing that SeoYeonJi is going to be able to win this. Yeah, taking down the army of HopeTorture fairly easily, and then going right back to work on these supply depots. He knows that if he's able to keep HopeTorture's supply block, he's going to be able to win this match fairly easily. Siege tanks sieging up, doing a little bit more damage to this Marine Marauder ball, although it is just Marauders at this point. And what else do we have here for SeoYeonJi? Where are these Banshees coming from? Oh, he does have a hidden starport with a tech lab able to produce those Banshees. No cloak research just yet, though. Looks like HopeTorture is pushing in to try to break this semi-contain of SeoYeonJi, and he is going to be able to do it. These medevacs not able to keep up with the damage from these unsieged tanks. They do fire quite a bit faster. But the Banshee able to do terrible damage to the forces of HopeTorture, as he really has nothing he can do to defend against this. This tank will go down. These SCVs are not going to be able to repair this 2nd tank, in big trouble as well. And what else do we have here? We have a Marine taking out the SCVs. HopeTorture a little bit distracted, but he is going to be able to come in and take out this Marine now at this point. Banshee finally being taken out by HopeTorture. SeoYeonJi loses that Banshee, although this starport is going to be able to pump out more of those. Let's see what else he has here. He does have control over the Zelnaga Tower with the Viking, medevacs, and Banshees pulling back for SeoYeonJi, trying to regroup a little bit. So both players in a little bit of a desperation mode at this point. SeoYeonJi is researching cloak though, and that may be a big deal in winning this match. Let me see if there's an engineering bay anywhere on the map for HopeTorture. I don't believe there is, so that will be quite a bit of a problem if he is able to get in there after cloak is finished. Doesn't look like HopeTorture is going to be in a position to attack anytime soon. Just defending, holding on for dear life. Reactor going down, and I do hear a Banshee firing. Banshee at a base for HopeTorture, taking out those SCVs. Marines come in. Are they going to be able to get it? That Banshee able to escape just in time, although when siege finishes, which will be fairly soon, this is going to spell doom for HopeTorture, I think. This Banshee may go down. He's able to stim in and take it out, so a little bit of a loss. Every unit counts at this point in the game for SeoYeonJi. Although this Banshee lurking outside the base of HopeTorture, just waiting for cloak to finish, and it did just finish, so we're going to have to see if he comes in and does more damage to the economy of HopeTorture. SeoYeonJi looking very strong. If we take a look at the income tab, yeah, SeoYeonJi 50 over 25, so twice as many harvesters as HopeTorture. And that Cloak Banshee coming in to take out the remaining SCVs for HopeTorture, and a scan going down. Oh, and he was able to take that out. Wow, that Banshee on low health. In the meantime, some medevacs coming up to heal the Marauders and the tanks for SeoYeonJi. HopeTorture forced to lift off. This was really his only substantially mining base. The other one was not fairly well saturated. And it looks like HopeTorture is in big trouble right now. This is pretty much his entire army If we go to the army tab, yeah, 110 over 59, so things just going wrong for HopeTorture, kind of forced back into this corner of the map as SeoYeonJi takes full control of the rest of it, lifting up his units into these medevacs. He may be able to do another very successful drop. SCV's coming back to do something else for SeoYeonJi, probably going to help saturate this base or start another one yet at this point. Looks like we do have these medevacs coming up, and they are going to do a drop at the base of HopeTorture. This is HopeTorture's final base. Those Banshees with Cloak coming in as well, and I think this is going to be GG. I don't really see how HopeTorture can even imagine to hold this off. Yeah, this command center going down, so these Cloak Banshees, just with the economy that SeoYeonJi was able to scrape together after the base trade, was enough to finish the game. Cloak Banshees usually an early game unit, but in games like this, after you have those crazy base trades, going to Cloak Banshees is an excellent idea. So great play from SeoYeonJi. Looks like he was able to defeat HopeTorture. I'm expecting the GG at any second now. Clever Banshee play at the end of this match here. But a fairly epic match on Shakuras Plateau. And there is the GG for HopeTorture. So HopeTorture defeated on Shakuras Plateau by SeoYeonJi in a pretty big, sprawling, epic TvT. Man, this was a cool game. I'm really glad I found this replay. I enjoyed watching it as well as casting it, and I hope you did too. If you did, subscribe and tell all your friends. And as far as that goes, keep playing StarCraft 2, and I'll see you guys on the next cast.